Welcome back, everyone, to a very special episode here. Today, in front of me, we have the Ghost Warheads collection. Now, you might be asking yourself, why is this any more special than any of the other collabs I've done? Great question. I'll tell you exactly why. Those two drinks have been very formative to me, especially that one, and that one was just interesting in its own way because of its release and how it was so separated from these two. Wow. Also, it is partially special because lately Sour Black Cherry has actually been kind of hard to track down. When it first came out, it was somewhat easy to find. I could find it at like Vitamin Shop, gas stations near me, whatever. But now it's only at like a select few gas stations. I don't think they're getting rid of it, but they're just not making that many. I don't know if it's not popular or what. Those two are relatively easy to find. Most gas stations will have one or both. They're not at Walmart anymore. I could have sworn they used to be, but they're not now. So, yeah. Anyway, like I said, those two, especially that one, have been very formative to me. The reason being is because this one right here, Sour Green Apple, the first time I had that was a night when I pulled an all-nighter because it was our senior sunrise, my senior year of high school. I stayed up all night, and then in class, I drank that, and it was like drinking lava. It was great. And then I think the same day, if I'm not wrong, is when I tried sour watermelon after school on my way to the junkyard. And then that one was just, I tried it in the middle of the night. So yeah. But of course, we gotta try them out. So, we're gonna start with Sour Green Apple. Oh boy. So, like I said, this is a spicy drink. Most sour drinks are not very sour, but from what I remember, this one is. Now, they could have changed it. It's been quite some time since I had it. Last time I had it is before the printed cans even existed, and as you can tell, that one is printed. So, we're going to find out here, and there's only one way to do that. Yup, it smells like an apple. Not really sure what else you would expect from that. Anyway, let's get a sip. Bottoms up. Okay, so still pretty sour, albeit not as sour as it used to be. Now, maybe I was just fucked up from spending the whole night awake. But the last time I had it, it was like even a very small sip was like lighting my tongue on fire with the lighter. So, yeah. As for now, it is definitely sour, but it's not like pucker your lips sour. You know, it's a nice sour flavor. It is very much apple. And I actually think I like it more now than I used to because I can actually taste that apple rather than just sour. Much more appley. A little less sour. Pretty sweet. Pretty good. I'll give it like an 8 out of 10. I think it's pretty good. Not my favorite, but I think it's pretty good. Great. Next up, sour watermelon. Now, like I said, I had this one after school on what I think was the same day, but I honestly don't remember. I was driving me and two of my friends to the junkyard, and I had this in the car, and the can was kind of warm, but I remember liking it. So, we're going to find out if I still do like it, because that was also at a time when the printed cans did not exist. So, with that being said, oh yeah. Now that very much smells like watermelon candy. Doesn't smell like a watermelon, but it does smell like the smell or taste of any watermelon candy you might find. So, I think that's probably going to be good, but there's only one way to find out. Bottoms up. Well, sorry if I'm a little gross, but yeah, That's a burper drink right there. Now, they actually kind of flipped around green apple and watermelon because from what I remember, this was not as sour before. They actually made it more sour. Still not a pucker your lips sour, but it's now, I think, maybe slightly more sour than the green apple. And that's very interesting. Still definitely tastes like watermelon and still very good. But I think I'm actually going to have to flip them because I used to prefer this one over sour green apple. But I think I definitely prefer the apple one now. So I'm going to give this one a 7.5 because I want to give it higher, but it's not quite equal to the green apple. And honestly, I think the green apple is actually easier to find, so it's a little more accessible too. It's got that going for it. It's a really good flavor. This one's also really good, just not as good. Kind of disappointed with this one, Ghost. Sorry. And last, but most certainly not least, Sour Black Cherry. Woo! Now, as I previously mentioned, Sour Black Cherry did not come out at the same time as the other two flavors. This one came out, I think, in January of this year, so it's relatively new. The other two have been out for a couple of years now. You can see this one is a textured can. Supposedly there are printed variants, although I've never actually seen one, so I can't really confirm that. But the flavor should be the same. I really doubt they changed it within the last, 10 months? Not even a year. So I know exactly what to expect from this drink, and I would really like to share that all with you. So, with that being said, I can't lie, that really smells awful. I really wish there was a nicer way to say that. It just straight up smells like shit. And I don't mean like, oh, it smells bad. Like, no, it smells like manure. I'm sorry. It smells like straight up shit. Maybe I'm just stupid. Let's try again. Okay, smells a little less like shit this time and a little more like cherry. So exactly what I would want from a drink called Sour Black Cherry. But usually the smell is not reflected in the taste. So, with that being said, once again, bottoms up. Okay, so not so much the case anymore, but definitely was the case before. This is easily my favorite of the three. And it's the most recent, so that does kind of make sense. Now, when I first tried it, back in January or whenever it was, I gave this thing a 9.5 because I thought it was so damn good. It was a great cherry flavor. It had no real sour flavor to it, but it was really damn good. So, while it is still good, it's not quite the same. The smell is not reflected in the taste, like I said, but it does kind of taste dull. It was never really sour, but it's especially not sour now. And it's honestly kind of a muted cherry flavor. It really kind of reminds me of that Monster Ultra Black that I tried oh so long ago. Because it's very dull, albeit though this one does still taste like cherry. Now, I'm going to assume this is just a bad can because it's been sitting in my fridge for like a month at this point. So, I doubt it's expired, although I should find out. No, it doesn't expire until next year, so I don't know what's wrong with the taste, but it's not normal. And I'm going to stick with my 9.5 rating because chances are if I go get another one, it's going to be really good. Because I did have one of these like 2 months ago or something, and it was just as good then as I had always remembered it being. So either this is a bad batch or a bad can or what have you, but it's pretty good. This one is still relatively hard to find. It's only at some gas stations, so you're really going to have to track it down, but it's definitely worth it. Don't take this video's opinion on it, because like I said, this is not normally what it tastes like, and I'm rambling here, but it is good, I promise. But of course, what would be a collab video without a little bit of King's Chalice action? Oh yeah! Now, all three of these flavors are good and unique in their own way, but do they mix? I'm going to take a hypothesis here and say No, they probably don't, and they will probably taste like shit mixed together. But I can't know that for sure unless I try it. So, get some green apple in there. That was a pretty good amount. Get some sour watermelon. And, of course, some sour black cherry. And I'll probably make it go flat, but make sure it's mixed around a little bit. That is very sizzly. It just smells like the watermelon. That's clearly the most overpowering scent of the three, so I have a feeling that it might be the most overpowering taste. Although, sour green apple has always been a very strong flavor. So, let's find out. Bottoms up for one last time. Okay, so I was exactly right. It really just tastes like the watermelon with like a very slight hint of other invading flavors. Pretty good mixed, can't lie. Would I actually drink them all mixed? No. But if you get locked into a torture chamber and somebody force feeds this to you, I guess don't complain. Odd situation if they're doing that, but, you know, take it, I guess. It's too bad Ghost doesn't have more collabs like this. We all know how much I love Ghost. Every time I have one, I'm raving about it because it's so good. And it is. Ghost is a great brand. They're like, you know, they use a lot of clean ingredients. They're always 200 milligrams of caffeine, which I like. They always know how to do like just the right amount of carbonation where it's not like overly sizzling carbonated, but it's also not like Monster where there's next to no carbonation. And I like that. And I like that they know a balance. And they're still relatively new. I think Ghost only started releasing drinks in 2019 or 2020. So they're relatively new. Good for them. But in the end, hopefully they come out with a collaboration again soon of something else. I don't know what it would be, but I would love to see some stuff. There is a rumored and I think confirmed blueberry cream coming out in December. So that, I think, is probably going to be great. And there is a semi-confirmed collab with Welch's to do a cran grape flavor in January. And if that's the case, you are going to watch a man lose his mind because that will probably be the best energy drink of all time. I have a good feeling about it. So, looks like we'll just have to wait until then.